set February 2nd, 2015 as a public hearing date to review a proposed $117,000 cost for the fencing, parking lot, drinking fountains, and amenities for our proposed new dog park. The administrator, any comments?
Not on this particularly, but maybe Mike can discuss briefly. I know there was a question on we're setting a lot of public hearings for the second, and just talk briefly about our construction timeline and window here and why we're setting them on the second, with looking to do some awards on the 16th.
Well, a little clarification on the dog park. All we're saying a public hearing for at this point is really doing the fencing project. State law says that projects are in excess of $50,000 and you must go through the formal public hearing and letting process. Because our cost estimate on the fencing is around $52,000, we're going through the formal process of holding a public hearing. Otherwise, this is a project that is probably best done by contracting out separate components of the work, because we do have fencing, we've got a parking lot, maybe there'll be some shelters, and these are to try to do them under one contract just doesn't work well, because the work is pretty evenly split, and who really wants to be the general contractor on this type of work?
Drinking fountains too in there.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to have our water department run the water service in for the drinking fountains. We're going to do that just before the fencing is done, so those lines are running in place, and then a contractor like Crystal Heating and Plumbing or that type can then finish off and install the drinking fountains.
So that would be the 52,000 plus the 6,000 for the drinking fountain?
I think that, yeah, but for this project that we're doing, it's just the fencing. And so this,
This public hearing is just the fencing.
just the
contract.
fencing, right? And we think
Step
that
one.
in doing that, we'll probably get 4 to 6 competitive bids on just the fencing. And then, like with the parking lot is going to be in a location that's right next to the Babcock Woods Trail extension. So one of the things that we want to do is find out who the grading contractor is going to be for that project, and we'll know that on January 21. And this is a small enough piece of work that it may be worthwhile to look at basically negotiating with that contractor to see if they'd be interested in doing this work and what kind of price they would quote us. As far as, I think Councilmember Kangas had a question about projects, and we got 5 projects that we're setting public hearings for. And what we do is, as Jeff indicated earlier with Peters, we have lots of projects kind of in the pipeline. And winter, this time of year, we do a lot of design work, and we package projects. So we like to establish lettings that are monthly. So on the same day of the month, we will hold 4 or 5 lettings. And so in February, we have 5 lettings identified. On March 5th, we have 3 lettings identified. And then on April 9th, there's 2 identified at this point. So we've stepped them through as groups of projects, going through setting the hearing, holding the hearing, having the bid levy, awarding the contracts, and then approving the contract documents. So in response, we have 10 plus projects out there, and we step them through as groups. As long as I got the podium, I think this is good information for you and for the audience and the public. So we have 10, 12 different projects that we're going to be undertaking this year. We then identify which ones really affect Navy school operations. And so we identify those to be in that very narrow summer construction window when schools in recess, whether it's the college or the high school or elementary schools. And then we take the rest of the projects and we then say, spread them out and say, should these be a spring project or a fall project? So we stage out the projects over a 7 to 8 month
Formal motion? Yeah.
Thank you.
Strong presentation.
I move we set the public hearing date to review the Waverly Dog Park fencing project plans, specifications, form of contract, and established cost. February 2nd, 2015 at 7 p.m. in the Ivan Ike Ackerman Council Chambers.
Second, please. Council discussion further?
I'm just curious about the fencing. When we get the bids for that, does that, do we, and maybe I missed, maybe it's already in here, so I apologize if it is, but do we determine already what kind of fence we want, or is that part of the bidding process?
Well, this would be a good opportunity for me to, I guess, go into that. I've been working with Tab on this, and for dog park, I think standard is a 6-foot high fence, because some dogs can jump a 4-foot fence. So chain link fence, right? So your standard fencing heights are 3 feet, 3.5, 4, and then 6 feet. So this would be a 6-foot chain link fence. It's galvanized. It's not PVC coated or plastic coated. Okay, that would probably add another $25,000 to the cost of the project. It's something that we looked at because it just is nicer. It has more appeal, but
The plastic.
the plastic coated. But given our budget and the desire to do some of these other things, we're presenting a galvanized chain link fence. If you want to go to the extra cost and consider the PVC, now's the time to let me know. But we think it's going to probably go from $50,000 up to $75,000 cost. There is over 2,600 lineal feet of fence in this project. We've got a large and small dog area, and so the smaller dog sections down here, the largest here. I'm kind of going into the public hearing process, but if you want to change anything or provide input, this would be a good time to start doing that. And then we have some large gates. We have 12-foot gates into each area so that we can get large mowing equipment in there. And then coming off parking lot, there's a special entry gate. It's a double gate system, so that you go into almost like a vestibule. So it limits the opportunity for dogs to make break for it.
Freedom.
I hear.
It
Okay.
may be helpful just to maybe explain, I had a couple questions. This was basically a community project, when it got the funds, that type of thing. There's a question on why the city is taking care of the bidding process, the construction process, that type of thing, for basically what was a private effort.
I think Tab can relay that, but the community, the city of Waverly was awarded funding. The project, I believe, has to be routed through the city.
I think it's just good to clarify that with the public. Not that questioning it, it's just for clarification.
That's true. And the other thing is that we've looked at this as a community a couple times since I've been here to do a dog park as a project. And we had some funding already saved up for a dog park project. So it's always been from the city park side of things.
And it is going on the city property.
And it's going on city property.
Public input before we vote. Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The public hearing for dog park will be February 2nd. Unanimously approved. Regular business item number 7 is resolved to